أطلقه خلالها الفريق أول محمد زكي القائد العام للقوات المسلحة وزير الدفاع والإنتاج الحربي، وفريق أسامة عسكر رئيس أركان حرب القوات المسلحة، وقادة الأفرع الرئيسية وعدد من قادة
the main branches and a number of the leaders of the armed forces. President Abdel Fattah Sisi congratulated the graduated the cadets by Indian, the tenure of the armed forces to join a new generation to beloved the homeland. Peace be upon you all. Allow me to extend to you my greetings and appreciation, respect and love, and know that the college during this term, God willing, is preparing for two important events. The first one is the year graduations of the military colleges, and I wish you all the best. And the second event is receiving the new cadets. Allow me to tell you, we are very keen and eager to select the best of the learners, which is the main and only factor that we are very eager for. Yet I say that some people would think that there would be another mean to join in us, which pleases us that the people wish to join the military colleges and the armed forces. But by the factors, among others, when they are achieved, it will be creating a great opportunity for our son to join in us. I would like to still be assured on the domestic affairs in brief, and I say thanks to the Almighty God in dealing with the current crisis, or rather during the past 3 years, the COVID-19 and the Ukrainian crisis, and we were very keen that to get the minimum impact on our people, i.e. we used to confront such a crisis with regard to the domestic affairs. First, they are not affected by shortages in any goods the citizens are in need. I mean the main goods, and they cost to be affordable for the people that we've managed to do so through the past 2 years. We are in Egypt and we never reflect the real cost, the prices that witnessed a great and big love. We were very keen that this issue that do not affect the citizen directly, otherwise the prices would be doubled or maybe tripled the prices are now, i.e. to provide goods, but the prices due to the lack of the chains of supply, or the shortage of the supply, or the cost of shipping would affect good. Do not let the citizen would say that the good would cost something and be provided by another price. That's never happened. I'm talking about the main goods, in addition to the prices of the energy, whether they are electric or the butane or the solar and benzene. In brief, we have reversed enough for the rest of this season. We've done some measures to do some packages that mitigate the great inflation. It's not only in Egypt but throughout the whole world. The rest of the things, thanks to the Almighty God, that they are good. We are working, exerting all the efforts. We are moving into the path of industry to decrease the bill of exportation and increase in the exportation, or rather decrease the exportation and increase in the importation. and of course, among all the segmentation of the people, to have some sort of a dialogue around all the different issues of much concern. As I always said, or as I said in the last Ramadan, that it is importantly to listen to each other, even if we are disagree, and it is actually natural. It is not possible to be in having one thought, one opinion, and one perspective towards any issues. One other thing that is left that during the past 2 days, and probably yesterday, that witnessed is some sort of escalation, which is the situation in Gaza. And we are very eager, and our role is very positive through our talks with Israelis and the Palestinians, that is not, to avoid any violent or fighting, that we are very keen through the communications with them. And of course, what happened yesterday, it is some sort of deviation of such nature of the things. And during the hour, we've communicated to avoid the fighting. We are exerting all the effort with other parties to regain the stability inside the Gaza Strip, and we hope it comes to an end by the assistance of the Almighty God. The other point that's very important for you, you may have followed through the past few days the Chinese issue, its developments. Recently, I want to say that our foreign policies were very keen, that we have unchanging position that support stability and the regional and international peace, that we are goes for our interests. Therefore, we have a solid policy towards the situation in Taiwan, and we always say that Egypt stands beside China as one country because it is for the interest of the stability, and we are no need for more crisis. The rest of the issues you may have followed the Arab group established from the League of Arab States regarding the Ukrainian crisis that moved, communicated with Russia and Ukraine in attempted to ease the issues and finding political solutions away from launching wars. And of course, we followed that there was agreement regarding the exit of the Syrians from Ukraine, because the quantities are huge and the whole world is in need, and it is a positive development. Let me just want to say that it's not only me that we are proud, that I'm proud of the armed forces. It's not only me, and of course the rest of the people, or the whole Egyptian people, and of course with the exception of the bad guys, even among the time of the crisis and the role of the armed forces during the last 7 years, or rather the last 10 years, from 2011 till now, that has a role that requires from all of us lectural or rather intellectuals and journalists to shed a light on that, because it was one of the reasons. I'm not saying this because it's coming from my bias. I'm just saying it, or establishing a reality. I'm trying to be very objective, that the armed forces played a great role in protecting this country from any bad. It's not just to protect it from the blood in confronting terrorism and extremism, but also in confronting the process of supporting and managing the development alongside with the government, works strongly for progress and regaining or mitigating or rather compensating the time we've missed during the last time. Once again, I would like to extend my thanks and appreciation, and I wish to you all to witness your celebration and celebrate all together for the graduation. And by the way, you are the generation that is going to shoulder the duty of protecting this or our homeland. Thank you very much. Also, His Excellency, Mr. President, explored the academic situation, standing the new form of the new cadets. Also, Mr. President convened meetings with the students as well as the school members and listened to the opinions of the students. In the outset, I'd like to welcome you. Very pleased to meet you today. I know that this group that before me, God willing, will be graduated. Congratulations in advance. It's something beautiful in your life. It will be a start of a new life compared to the life you lived before, pre and pro the academic life. I wish you all the best of luck. Mostly when I do this meeting, can I say I talk and you talk, I listen to you. As long as I'm responsible for us, you will be responsible for immediate communicate with the people. You have a number of soldiers you'll be responsible for, or in any positions you'll be working in, that you'll be having subordinate and responsible for them. It is very important to communicate with them, to engage with them, to talk with them and listen from them. It's not only you to talk and teach them to talk. It is a great responsibility in any position, and in particular in the army. Why? Because you are doing a very good and important job, which is the duty of protecting the homeland. Homeland by the size of Egypt, with a population of 100 million people. Therefore, it's not a simple thing. Don't you imagine that if you are a leader of rank of a lieutenant, it is a great thing, because the armed forces is based on that. I would like to say that your mission isn't that simple, and it is very important to be the first starter to communicate and engagement and a direct responsibility of the efficacy of the armed forces, as I would be responsible on the knowledge and awareness of each subordinate under my leadership. Yes, it is actually the part of preparing your mission. We are in a process of developing it. Don't you imagine, when you do some sort of a thing, don't you just do a reassessment of what you've done and think that it will be the best? No, test your job every now and then, and make sure that that is done as it should be, and then that would require a development. I should be encouraged to say so. And His Excellency explored the Egypt's stance of the political issues regarding the Middle East. With respect to the Palestinian cause, Egypt, by the relation based on moderation and balance and non-interference, and always we pursue the stability and preferring diplomatic and political paths. For instance, the Chinese issue, we have our situation, which is the policy of one China. We are in need of the stability throughout the whole world, because they suffer if any crisis would happen there, here or there. As I said in the Russian issues, some would ask me when. I cannot actually give you the answer right now. But we are trying to do a positive role to encourage that the standoff will be resolved to avoid any type of riots. Of course, this is what we're doing, even with respect to the Gaza Strip, because peace and stability, it is a path we believe in, and I, from the generation that witnessed it and knew that peace is very important. Therefore, our talks with regarding Gaza should be positive with the whole parties, calming and the non-escalation through the dialogue. It is an effort we are doing right now, and we're urging all the parties that the matter cannot be more escalated. Mr. President affirmed Egypt's situation and stance regarding the grid and protecting the water resources of Egypt. The grid, once again, I wish to say, we've taken a path that has been always diplomatic and through negotiation to reach a solution that its goal, as we have in a crisis or a problem, result to a solution in two things. First, patience and negotiation, and then some other measures we can do on the level, domestic level, to avoid any drop of water that cannot be or can be wasted. And if you follow, you find the treatment plant, the developed process for the agricultural sanitary the goal is just to have a very clean water to be used in agriculture. And we've done two main stations in Mahsama and Bahr al-Baqar before Ismailia city, around 1 million meters, and the other one is 5.6 million meters. I say this today as we've inaugurated them already, and we're working in other two stations which represent the efforts of the Egyptian state to maximize the optimization of using the water. We're doing the same as lining the lakes and the modern agriculture, etc. Egypt's measures to do the water security from the water that is available, we've been working on it for the last 2 months, and will be the pioneers throughout the world to do the treatment of the world. We'll be the first or the second in the whole world to do such programs. And are we moving on the grid issue? Yes, we are, but slowly and calmly and effectively through negotiations. I always say this to conclude my speech to you. Matters do not to be solved by the high voice, but by the ability, work, patience. Ultimately, Egypt's water, it's our interest, and won't be touched, God willing. And His Excellency tackled the effort of the Egyptian state and of the social protections such as Haya Karima. Our mission is to improve the lives of the people in the light of the economic circumstances. We've done economic reform program in 2016, and God willing, by your support, your families, I'm talking to you as students, and of course will be delivered to your families. By your support, we've succeeded in such a program, and we've made a great achievement. And the growth rates were good, not just the 3 or 4%, 5.5. We will go in to 6 and more than that. But we've tackled by the COVID-19. Be aware that the whole world is connected. You've seen the impact of such a crisis upon the whole world, affected the prices, supply chains, all this. Corona, in a form or another, it has its own effect, but we've succeeded in the economic reform program in 2016 that made us to bear the shock of the COVID-19 crisis. We've made financing packages to ease the matters on the people, such as the people working in the tourism. We've supported them, but we're very keen that the state passes in work to be continued without any hold from, or rather affected from the people working. We were about to enter in January and February and March, the first quarter of the year, the growth rate was 9%, which is a respectable rate. Yet, it's not all that we wish. We've agreed, we've already tackled by the Ukrainian-Russian crisis that has a great impact on the world economy, and we are part of it. But what we've done, answering the questioner, with regarding the social protections, I say that there is a comprehensive and targeted protection. The comprehensive, we've said that all the main goods should be provided at large, because otherwise would lead to the raising of the price compared to the world prices. So increasing the supply, people don't feel afraid and then will be troubled. We've said that the 6 months, we've been working on that for 4 years to have enough main goods for the state for 6 months. It is the comprehensive food security for the state that we have a reserve from the wheat, rice, sugar, oil will be full enough for such a period. We're very eager to keep and maintain this block. Therefore, when the crisis took place in March, you'll find that everything were available. People go and find anything they want. We've never said to the people take and do not take. But talking about pricing, it affected a lot. We've tried that it shouldn't be affected the citizen. As I say, if we bring the wheat by a specific price, but it was increased abroad, and we brought it by the increasing prices. We never reflected just to the state. We've tried not to affect the people. For instance, if I said that the loaf of bread that can be done by 50 and 60 piastres, and now is costing 80 piastres, but it is still with the same price, 5 piastres per each. We've tried to keep the price in, and the state is burdening it, and it implies for the energy, of course, certainly. Today, the gas that is provided for the electricity plants, it is taken by a price. I may say that this gas is sold abroad 10 times and maybe more of the price we've taken. Even with respect to the program of increasing the electrical prices, we frozen this. It is the state resolution burdened by the state. Does it have an effect? Of course. And the oil or other oil components, yeah, it is the same. The solar, as I said, we've only increased it only for 50%, but the European prices reflect the normal price, but we haven't done this, as we all know that the Egyptian citizen, it is impossible for them to bear all these prices. As you've heard 4 days ago that we are going to increase the beneficiaries of the electrical of 400,000 and increase the beneficiaries of people of the food cards by flowing of monies. It is actually the state targeting that dealt with the economic crisis, its impact, repercussions, in a way that the state basically trying as much as possible not to reflect the increase upon the citizen, even though they are of big prices abroad. And then we've targeted the lower segmentations, the lower income people. We've said to support them for the rest of 6 months. Haya Karima, for the first phase is still going and will be extended to the rest of this year. Our aim to finish in June or July. It's not due to the fund or the financing. We will keep an eye, but we've said that the supply chain, once we are doing treatment plants that require some production to be got or to be brought from abroad, we've said to keep this for 7 months, but Haya Karima that is targeting the life of 60 billion. That's actually we're targeting 60 billion Egyptian pound. Upon governing our measurement to confront our circumstances such as production requirements, we are trying to do so. His Excellency tackled to the importance of awareness and the social thought in protecting the national security. The awareness has several instruments by the citizen and society. Society's role, education and the media and worship, mosques and churches. You have the family, society and the media, and of course the religion. All these elements that build the personality. If any default would happen in one or two elements, would affect the personality that we are talking about. And the awareness is a collective work. You have the chance to do this role in your units. Once again, I congratulate you and be joyful. Look after yourself and your family, and wish you a very brand new life, and everyone will be pleased by you, and even the units would receive you. You'll find the new graduates, it's a great thing.
وانا بثق
And I'm fully
في شبابنا
entrust you,
بصفة
our
عامة،
youth,
طبعا شباب الجيش
male and female, and of course the youth of the army in particular.
مبروك.
Congratulate you and thank you.